Hey MotoAmerica fans, this is Cam Peterson. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the MotoAmerica YouTube channel for more coverage. Also like and
HONOS
comment.
Superbikes, the highest horsepower motorcycles, around 230 plus horsepower in some of these machines. Also the most sophisticated electronics, but you got to get the power to the ground with these Dunlop rain tires. You can see the rain coming down. Here we go. 17 laps scheduled. The lights off and we're racing. And it looks like Josh Herrin from row 2 got a good launch. It's going to be the 32 of Gagne who leads the way. Herrin trying to make some aggressive moves early. So all of a sudden, oh, it's side by side between
side by side there with Schulte, isn't he? You can see all these guys now. You see Cam Peterson.
Oh, is this a bid for the lead? It looks like Josh Herrin going up the inside of his teammate. So all of a sudden, Fresh Elite Attack Performance Yamaha is going at it on the first lap in these treacherous conditions. Look at Gagne letting off the lever down into Charlotte's Web. We're looking in the background to see the progress of Loris Baz, who is just an absolute master in the rain, but he's coming from dead last on the grid. It looks like Matthew Schultz going to be aggressive and make a pass on Josh Herrin. So all of a sudden, the Westby rider would take over second spot. Trying to set sail. Anything can happen. And look at Cameron Peterson, M4 X-Star Suzuki. The South African, these two are really good friends. And a little bit of contact.
Yeah, that was Cam and got a really good run. And you can see both riders go sideways simultaneously as they exit Charlotte's Web. Now Cam Peterson, our fastest rider this morning in the wet, has clear track and Gagne is down.
So Jake Gagne pushing too hard in this one. And he's going to try to run and pick the motorcycle up. And it was that much of a lead already. So now in fourth place, Gagne. Got to be careful in that wet grass.
He gets up over the top of that curbing, and it's very similar to what we saw earlier from Escalante in our Super Sport race. Same exact kind of crash, Greg. Gets in there, and he's already mad at himself before he even comes to a stop.
Oh, and a pass for the lead again, so all of a sudden the door is open. The only other winner we've had this year is the number 11 Matthew Schultz. He won our very first race at Road Atlanta.
As they go by that time, Greg, no Josh Herrin, and he's dropping quickly down our ranks. And we also see that Jake Gagne has, I think, pitted as well.
Yes.
So both the attack R1s are, I'm not sure where Herrin is.
Look at this pass up the inside. Is it going to stick for Matthew Schultz? How aggressive with that. He runs wide at Cameron Peterson, able to square the corner up and drive out. But same thing for the number 11. And so all of a sudden, just like that, look at Schultz trying to find some traction. Left part of your screen, Gagne's in. And all of a sudden, Cameron Peterson gets around Schultz again. That was a lot of the drive. It was just spin, spin, spin for the Westby Yamaha. So all of a sudden, this battle is fierce. And there is Loris Baz watching it all.
Baz is down.
Loris Baz crashes in this race after such a hard charge from last on the grid. He was making good inroads. It kind of looked like his progress had stalled. He was settling into a pace. But then just like that, the Ducati rider throws it down the road. He rejoins with mud all over the bike.
Yeah, he's got a lot stuck underneath that rear foot peg too. You're going to see him come up over the top. It's going to be probably the same thing, Greg. Lose the rear, and that's all it takes. It just, you lose the rear a little bit, it throws all the balance of the motorcycle off. This is going to throw him into the gravel, and right now there's a big chunk of grass just hanging under the right foot peg of that bike. You can see he's kind of got up and going. It looks like the right handlebar is bent. I wouldn't suspect to see him keep going. These two guys now, who know each other really, really well, are battling up front together. They are going to have a big lead over the rest of the field.
They're not having anything between the two of them. Meanwhile, behind them, it's just absolute carnage. We've seen so many people hang out in third place as these two continue to push the issue. And there goes Schultz. He's been practicing sideways in the rain. Is he going to be able to slow it down? Cameron Peterson trying to look through the corner, side by side, trying to drive out of the museum corner. And here they go again as Peterson gets a really good drive. Schultz still wide, trying to find it. Look at the bike going sideways. And Peterson regains the lead.
For Cam to keep his cool like that and not be distracted by the fact that Matthew Schultz is backing the bike in, downhill in the rain, and keep his composure to continue to look through the corner where he wanted that Suzuki to go, shows me a lot, Greg. Cam's got a lot of confidence right now in these conditions, and really the laps look a little easier for Cam than they do for Matthew right now. Matthew looks like he wants to get through and try to drop the pace a little bit, but Cam looks really comfortable.
And go back to what I was saying about Matthew Skoltz, Jason, and the team didn't have any rain experience with this electronics package and this Dunlop tire. So this morning's session was really what they were focused on, was what they need to do on the bike, and what they landed on was just making a couple of TC changes and just making sure that he had all of the assistance that he needed. You see it at work right now. Everything's played out just as Ed Sullivan, his crew chief, had hoped for.
And a pass for the lead. Again, as Cameron Peterson has a long look over at his countryman and says, hey, that was kind of an interesting pass. Let me just go right by you again.
Yeah, well, the thing is that for Matthew, and Cam Peterson goes down to turn number 1.
Oh, no! So Cameron Peterson, M4X Star Suzuki, was holding onto the motorcycle. He's trying to get it going again. And just like that, in these conditions, Matthew Skoltz is all by himself in the lead. That's going to move Kyle Wyman up to 3rd place.
Right now,
2nd place.
Right now, Cam Peterson's been able to pick the bike up and actually get out of the gravel before Kyle Wyman. So Kyle might go by him, as he's going to have to look at this motorcycle. He loses the front. I was just saying how comfortable Cam looked at the front as well. But that's, again, Greg, these conditions, they catch you out quickly. He was able to get up. I'm looking out my window. I can see him actually ahead of Kyle Wyman now. Matthew Skoltz has a 20-second lead. I mean, Kyle Wyman is down now. Kyle Wyman has crashed out of 3rd spot. And I'm trying to see, Greg, where that is on the racetrack.
Huge disappointment for Wyman on that one Cure Ducati. Out of 3rd place, as Kyle Wyman had talked about trying to get a result in his last bid on this Ducati, as he has made the announcement that he is going to be switching brands next year. Let's take a look.
See, Greg, I mean, that's just losing the front.
Weird.
Just barely picking the throttle up in the last corner. 2 laps to go. He's got to just continue to do what he's doing. They kind of say it's the same for everybody, but he's doing such a good job. And the things that he's been...
And down he goes. Unfortunately, it was just too much. It looked like he kind of rolled off the racetrack.
Holding onto this motorcycle.
He is surfing right now, trying to get that R1. He's going to try to pick it up. So Skoltz still with the lead. He had 10.9 seconds over Cameron Peterson. Here comes Cam Peterson. And there he goes, the M4X Star Suzuki rider. The possibility that Cameron Peterson, after crashing, could pick this thing up and win it. Right now, if there was a red flag, though, we'd go back to the last completed lap and Skoltz would be the winner. So now it's all about time. Now this moves Cameron Peterson into the lead. Loris Baz has gotten around Corey Alexander. So Alexander lost the podium for a moment, but still on it. There's a lap and a half to go. Cameron Peterson, the opportunity for the first non-Yamaha to win a HONOS Superbike race in 2021 is upon us, Jason. And Cameron Peterson, this would be an unbelievable feat for him. And of course, Jake Gagne.
It's standing water.
And it was way out there.
Just gets him, and you can see there's just so much standing water on the racetrack. He comes up over the top of that rise and loses the front. The thing that's scary about this is losing a finger when you have your hand up underneath there. Matthew does a wise job of finally letting go of that motorbike. And I just feel horrible for him right now.
So how do you like this? A couple more corners to go and a 21-second lead. Cameron Peterson has a look around. He's shaking his head. He can't believe it. Can he get onto the front straightaway? I wouldn't even get on the gas. Here he comes, Cameron Peterson, M4X Star Suzuki. He will take the checkered flag and the race win. How about that? How about Matthew Skoltz? This has got to be one of the angriest second place finishes, I think, of the season for Matthew Skoltz. As he threw away that race lead in that standing water, he was just too far out there. Skoltz coming onto the front straightaway, and 2nd place to Matthew Skoltz. As we await our 3rd place finisher, Loris Baz comes across the line, but here he comes, Jake Lewis. If he can finish off this lap, he's going to be the 2021 Superbike Cup National Champion, and he does it. What a year for Altus Motorsports and Jake Lewis. And how about this guy, Cameron Peterson. Jason, I lost track of how many lead changes we had because of
the first 3 guys crashed.
Yeah, first 3 guys crashed.
Our podium crashed today. Matthew's going to be very happy for Cam Peterson there. But yeah, there's so many things that you can say right now, and you look at this 43.6 on lap 8, and you can see Skoltz is very, very happy for his countrymen.
I mean, I don't even know what to say about this
I'm
race.
pumped for Cam.
Hey,
I mean, obviously,
good luck to our TV crew on cutting the highlights of this race.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be the longest
craziest
highlight
race we've seen in many, many years.
It'll be the longest highlight package ever cut in motorsports history. What an incredible race.